Okay, so we decided to do this video because a lot of people got angry at me because I reviewed it not as an anime but as a regular piece of media that I normally review. And so to appease those people, I brought in the two anime experts.
Hello.
Brendon and Rob, whom you've met before. And they're going to talk about this the way they can, I guess. Anime talk, I guess. I don't know. I'm mostly going to stay quiet. I'll interject here and there, but mostly the moderator of these two are going to do the talking. So, RWBY 3, where are we and what did you think of it?
Where do you want to start?
Well, I liked it a lot better than Season 2. We can start with that.
Yeah. Just for saying it, I think I kind of going to be seeing this in the eyes of they're taking it from a fighting tournament anime.
Yes. This season was a fighting tournament.
About
so.
what 80% of it was. So
yeah.
Does that make up for its shortcomings? No, but I can obviously see where it's coming from and the common tropes and the common elements that those animes have and why certain elements are the way they are.
Yeah. They definitely handled the fighting tournament itself really well.
Yeah.
Like, good variety of characters and fighting styles, weapons, arenas too.
So you like the fights this volume? Like they all pretty much
yeah.
Okay.
They all kind of showcase a certain, as most fighting anime, you have kind of a problem with a particular team that they're facing, and it's how you get around dealing with these people. And that's another thing too. Is I know one of the complaints about showing characters at you nonstop. That's the thing. Like that's how those work. You kind of introduce characters that don't really need to know much about them. They're just kind of there for the fight, and then they don't matter that much afterwards. They might come back once in a while here or there.
Yeah, you have a team. You get a short backstory for them, and then some of them may show up more than just the once. Some of them just gone after the fight.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. But, so, before we even get to the tournament, we're introduced to two characters that we've been teased in the first two volumes for quite a while, Crow and Winter.
Yep.
Which I'm glad that they kind of introduced them both. Well, Crow was a little bit there, but when you finally actually get the interaction, it's both of them at the same time, and they immediately start fighting. Yes. And that fight scene was glorious, and I was just kind of sitting there just like, oh, I'm enjoying this so much. Even if it didn't really result in anything, it was just fun to watch them fight.
And in context, it's just like, why are they fighting?
There's that. Obviously, you can infer that they have some kind of history where they just hate each other.
Yeah.
That being said, the initiation of the fight, I do have a little bit of an issue with, because Winter is supposed to be like very
uptight, very strict.
She's military, high up. She's one of the members of the
Atlas.
No.
That's that special ops thing. The team
there's a name for it.
I'm just trying to think of Schnee.
Schnee.
Oh,
yeah, her name.
She's a member of the Schnee family.
But she was.
I couldn't remember.
I can't remember her last name.
But she's also part of the special ops that was made from that school, basically there, because that whole.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. There's the military thing. She's also a member of a very prestigious family with a very tight upbringing. Yeah. The fact that she let herself get egged on into a fight by a drunk passerby. That I have to take a little issue.
No, I remember mentioning
that. Makes me wonder if they do have some kind of history that they're just not.
It's gotta be something.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they've known each other and have worked with each other numerous times in the past.
I mean, we didn't know because Winter basically came and left.
Yeah.
Like she didn't really make a huge impact.
Yeah.
And then quickly following that, you come to realize that, oh hey, Ozpin has known Crow this entire time. Oh hey, Crow's been working for Ozpin doing all these things this entire time. No wonder Ozpin invited RWBY to go, to his school immediately a year early. That plus the Silver Eyes thing.
Well, yes. we knew that they knew each other.
Yeah,
but not to that extent. Not like, oh hey, he's directly working underneath me, going in undercover for years and years.
Well, at the end of Volume 1, but Crow sent that message like Queen has pawns to Ozpin, which implied that there was some partnership there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, even right off the bat in Season 1, like, Ozpin refers to Crow as, I've only ever known one other scythe wielder. Like, clearly they've known each other a good bit.
Right.
Do we want to talk about Crow's weapon, meanwhile, while we're here?
The fucking segmented blade that turns into a scythe?
What did you guys think? We talked a little bit about this last time. We didn't talk about Crow's weapon at all. What were you guys thinking about that?
All I was thinking of was the trick cane from Bloodborne when that was happening. I was just like, huh, okay.
The second it segmented, honestly, the first thought in my mind was one of the weapons from My Hime, the glaive.
Oh yeah, that too. But interesting that it wasn't
weapons.
straight up scythe. Because you think this entire time that it's going to be similar to Ruby's weapon.
Yeah.
No, it's just a giant buster sword.
And then it segments and folds into a scythe.
Yeah. My big question was like, why not just have it be a scythe? But I guess it's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, and
I made a point like if one of those gears gets clogged, he's kind of screwed.
But I mean, that's the thing with pretty much all of the weapons in RWBY is they have some kind of alternate form.
Yeah.
And RWBY already has a gun that turns into a scythe.
Yeah. So he's got a gun, a broadsword, and a scythe.
Yeah.
Speaking of gears, can I talk about how disappointed I was we never got to see what the heck Osmond Cane was for in that tower? Yeah. Like, it was leading up to it, and everyone's just like, oh, that cane's gonna be something for it. It's gonna be used for something.
He uses that cane.
I know.
Yeah, and it was an incredibly dark fight. It looked like something Uwe Ball shot.
But the fact he was about to go use it with the tower, which everyone thought it was going to be used for, like it led up to that entire moment, and then all of a sudden he gets mocked out of being able to use it. It's like, I wanted to know what it was for and what it was used for, and I wanted to know what that tower was for and what he was going to activate, and then it got snapped away from me. I was just like, God damn it.
That being said, it is still up in the air. That could still show up.
Oh yeah,
Pro has the cane.
Yeah, it could still happen. But it's just like everyone was like, hypothesizing like, oh, that's got a lever thing. It's got to be used with the tower because the tower's important.
It's the same thing that they did with Velvet in season 2.
Yeah,
we're not gonna we're gonna make you want to see this, and then we're just not gonna show it to you yet.
Shall we talk about Velvet?
Go for it.
I love it.
It's great. It is awesome.
And like I was saying the other day, I think it kind of does fit her because all their semblances kind of fit their weakness. As people have noticed, like all the characters, their semblance, it represents, their weakness, and it's kind of they get strength through that.
Sure.
For Velvet, it's kind of being able to adapt. I mean, being a faunus, you need to be able to adapt. And deal with the constant racism that deals with.
That's the show that kind of drops the ball in a few times.
Yeah.
But,
Real fast on that topic.
Yeah.
The fact that Adam brings is like teamed up with Cinder and brings all of the Grimm into the city because he wants to make humanity pay for what they've done. Yeah. There's a lot of faunus in there getting caught up in the mix.
Yeah.
He does not seem to give a fuck about them.
No. It's kind of I think that's kind of why Blake stops really following him because I'm sure at some point he had a way more strict morals to his cause.
At some point, he wanted the same thing she wants. Yeah. Peace.
Yeah.
Like, equality and peace for both human and faunus.
And then in his mind, he came to the realization that, violence is the only answer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, he got to attacking and killing people.
Yeah.
Rather than just protesting and trying to change things.
And then they just became a terrorist group because of it.
Yeah.
I like that Adam's an actual character now.
Yeah.
It took a while. I mean, I know last time we all got together, I got on a big tirade about Adam. Those were mostly solved due to the fact that I kind of got to talk to his voice actor a bit at PAX, and he actually explained a lot about the process to the Black trailer, which I understand why it was so terrible now. But also, because I did make the comment last time that he could be a really good villain or a great antihero, either or, and he definitely I hate him for another reason now. That's because he's such a creepy fuck.
Oh yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, God almighty.
Side tangent a little bit. Hey, we actually got plot this volume.
Yeah. Plot actually happened.
We got villain motivation, sort of.
Previous villain action and backstory.
Holy shit!
We found out about Emerald and Mercury. Yeah. We found out how Cinder has so much more power than she should.
Mercury's a cripple.
We figured out what Cinder's plan was.
Yes.
And even still, I still have a lot of questions.
Certainly.
I'm still wondering end motivation for the true villain, the queen, the quote-unquote queen.
Yeah.
Another thing that we all kind of agree upon, and you said you haven't seen them yet, I don't like that they kind of like I love the World of Remnants. They're interesting. They're fun to watch.
They're secondary. They are secondary material.
They're secondary material, but they hold things that if you don't watch them, other elements that you're watching in the show don't make any sense or have no context.
Yeah, you said, I haven't watched them. The World of Remnant stuff should be set aside for world building specifically.
Yeah.
There should not be plot.
Oh, there's all world building, but it also directly ties to the plot for like the very next episode.
Yeah, this volume suffered from that more. Last volume was more about explaining things from volume 1.
Yeah.
That we did. Like I mean, they didn't have, it was on the Blu-ray only, but they did do an aura and semblance World of Remnant.
Okay.
And they did a did they do a Faunus? I don't think they did a Faunus. They did a Grim one, they did a World one.
Grim, World.
And this volume was very much like leading up to what's going to happen. The CCTV tower and the fucking military and hunter jobs.
Let's introduce the story of the maidens. Next episode, here's a maiden.
No, it wasn't even next episode.
It was that episode.
Yeah, it was the same episode. The previous episode ends with Osmond saying, "I think I found a good candidate for a guardian."
Right.
And it shows
Pierre
getting in the elevator. Then the next episode, hey, how do you like the story of the Guardians?
But before
here's one of the
I'm pretty sure in between those two episodes they had the remnant that
probably
gave this. Was it after that?
It was after that. Because,
okay.
No, it was after that because then they went on that hiatus between episode 6 and episode 7.
Okay.
Episode 6 was the last episode of 2015, and then episode 7 was the first 2016. And I think there's a World Remnant in between that.
Something I brought up before when I was talking to you guys, pacing. What do you think of the pacing of this volume?
Off. The first half, because like the second half is just all plot, and the first half is not.
I mean, yeah, like obviously they're going through the tournament bracket.
Yeah.
So like the pacing isn't when they start introducing the plot, they can't have it right off the bat in first round of the tournament.
Mm. But we also said, like I mentioned in the finale, and I think you also said too, that the tournament probably should have been its own season.
It could, I'm not saying it should have, it could have.
Because
it felt like they tried to put two different arcs into one volume.
Yeah.
It's almost like they because they had so little, or that we noticed there was so little in the first two volumes, that because they put so much in this third volume, it seemed almost it seemed the pacing way too quick, and like there was way too much that they were trying to fit into one volume.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you kind of just take those first two volumes out and you take it as just looking at that one volume, the pacing isn't that.
It's not that bad.
It's just a little. It just seems a little kind of once you hit the ground running, it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
And you're going like you're used to the typical pace of like, what a fighting anime tournament would be, and then when everything goes to hell, it goes to hell in a second.
Yeah.
And then it's just sprint to the finish, and it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, so much is going on. I need a second. Slow down. No, there's no slowing down.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely could have seen them. I could have seen them turning the tournament into its own season, like fleshing out the tournament itself some more, and then like start of next season being like the finals. And that's when
I think they didn't want to run into the same issues they had with the first and second volumes.
Yeah,
where
no, I can definitely understand that too.
You were left not having enough to really grab onto to really keep your interest.
That being said, about the tournament, I might have misunderstood it when they said it. When they were explaining it in the very beginning, they mentioned like two people move on and then the one person moves on. They also said that the people left behind will fight in their own tournament.
Yeah,
their own singles tournament, and then that never happened.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody actually believed they would actually have
but like, why bring it in?
Yeah,
like, no idea.
Because I think that it's supposed to be this whole big huge tournament.
Yeah.
But they only had so many fights they could make episodes for.
I know, but like they could have just had it as like two people move on, then one person moves on to finals.
They could have like implied that stuff with other fights were happening at least.
Sure.
And they didn't really
and I mean
do that.
they clearly did because there were characters that moved on that we didn't see their earlier.
Oh
fights.
no, I mean like the other brackets and stuff. Like
yeah.
They never really.
Yeah,
they made it seem like it was kind of just. One.
It very much was just the one going forward because you listen to the teammates talk to like the people that are moving on. It's like we're wishing you the best of luck, and it's like no mention of we're also fighting.
Also, how do they decide, like from doubles to singles, who's It's
I think that's
It's
a
team
team
decision.
I think it's
Yeah,
team
yeah.
thing,
They mentioned it's team. Each team will decide who moves on to the doubles, and then of those two people, they will decide who moves on to the finals.
Man, you get one team that's just doesn't work very well together. That's gonna no one's
Yeah.
no me. We will fight for it.
And that's kind of why Team RWBY did, what was it, rock, paper, scissors, or drawing straws?
I don't
Something like that.
Something like that.
They simply played eeny, meeny, miny, mo to decide who would move on.
Since we're here, I guess the new voice talent. We had two replacements this volume. We had Neith for Ren, and we had Yuri Lowenthal for JJ. No, not JJ, for Mercury.
Mercury, yeah.
How do you think they two both did?
I thought both fit the characters perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm still a little kind of questioning what happened with
JJ.
JJ.
Yeah, I mean, my thing on Yuri is that he starts off really rough, but as the season progresses, he slowly kind of gets into it more.
And he kind of just fits the character.
I think what the problem was at the beginning.
Yuri's really good at playing characters like that.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, the problem I had with the first couple episodes, I think he was trying too hard to emulate what JJ was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
And then once we started going into more, he kind of brought his own take on the character.
And then Neith just, I really liked what he did.
Yeah, right out of the gate, I thought Neith was perfect for the role.
Oh yeah, it kind of just added new aspects to Ren.
Yeah, it really did.
It's just kind of like, oh, huh, yeah, I can see this character being exactly being like this. That's actually, because just the weird, he was always kind of just the weird kind of not quite sociably,
kind of socially awkward and just really quiet.
But then you had that scene with the frickin' the whatever shake he did. I was dying. I was like, oh my god.
Oh god, yeah. Oh yeah.
It is pond scum. It's very good for you.
No, what is there pond scum? It's like algae has a lot of nutritional benefits.
Yeah, Neith was amazing in that role. He was awesome. Let's see.
Okay, deaths.
Who?
Deaths.
Quote unquote
deaths.
Yes. Alright. Which one do we want to start with?
Should we
I think
go
we should
in
start with
order?
Penny.
Well, I think we... You want to do Penny
start with
first?
Penny?
Yeah, we'll go with Penny.
Because that hit, they actually had to put it, Rooster had to put a warning, we understand that, you may show your younger siblings this and this.
Yeah.
Understand that this is going to go in a direction, and it's going to stay in that direction, and it's going to keep going in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
and
is
then they
always...
immediately slam you with Penny's death, and everyone's just kind of like, wait. Wait, what?
Yeah.
People can die in this show?
Well,
No!
the warning is because on the one hand, it's great that they warned us.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, when a show has to advertise when a show is getting darker,
I never saw that warning, to be honest.
Yeah.
I saw it after the fact.
This is the first time I'm hearing of the warning, because I don't follow any of that
because
stuff.
DC pushing that whole dark and edgy thing with their movies now, and it kind of just reminded me of that.
It immediately makes me think of Madoka Magica, which, when it originally aired,
Was nice.
it
and
had
happy.
a different opening,
Yeah.
or a different
First
ending
3 or 4
for the first
episodes.
2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes.
Opening and ending.
Yeah, where it was played off as being a really cutesy magical
and then
anime.
it got fucked up.
And then
Bam!
the episode where one of the characters gets killed, they change it to what it's really.
Now,
a commenter did comment on the fact that because I made a mention that I thought Piero would potentially come back, and the way I said it, because I'm not the best talker at
the
times.
thing is, we don't know how all the rules of this world work
Yes,
with life and death.
Yeah.
That also being said, Penny, being a machine, could still be rebuilt at some
True.
point.
That's
You did
yeah.
see
The argument is that she probably wouldn't come back the same.
No. Not the same.
Because the thing
But-
is, Penny, can her soul be recreated? Because Penny does have a soul.
Yes.
She can use aura.
Yeah.
And aura is the
She had
manifestation of the
aura.
soul or some bullshit.
Yeah, aura was bound to the machine.
Yeah, so
which gave her
by
her
that
own
logic,
personality and
by that
everything.
logic, it means that she also has a soul. So can that be recreated along with her?
That's
That's
real.
the big question. Because somebody did call me out on that.
Also,
That's
will
the big question with Penny.
Will they
Yes.
even bother bringing her back in the show or not?
Mm,
What
good
story
question.
element would
I don't know story element wise, but they did, when that happened to her and she got ripped apart, it did show her creator.
Yeah, he did show a creator. Yeah, so and they teased him a little bit at the end of Volume 1, but No,
Also,
actually,
it's a shame I kind of knew it was coming.
I think everybody knew it was coming.
No, I mean, I actually knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because of our mutual contact, yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't out. It was vaguely, casually spoiled to me. And then once I saw what was like the whole Mercury, like it'd be a shame if something happened. I was kind of like, oh, god damn it.
No, like but that whole Mercury thing though. Like he was supposed to lay low.
Yeah, why is
the opposite? Why was he there?
Why was Emerald also laying low?
Well, Emerald opposite of
Emerald had to be there, but she could have been
like in one of like the alcoves or something.
Yeah, no,
pulling it off in the shadows.
Yeah.
She was just sitting there.
For Mercury, okay. In Mercury's defense, I can defend saying that no one would believe RWBY. It's I saw Mercury. Like no, Mercury's not here. He got tore out the hospital. And the only reason I think he stepped out was to stop RWBY from going and trying to stop the fight.
It can be inferred that like either Emerald noticed RWBY and sent a message to Mercury, or Mercury noticed that RWBY noticed Emerald and stepped in when she got up.
How did they see each other from across the arena?
I mean,
that was a very big arena.
It is a large arena. Emerald is kind of distinct. Like the main characters all have very distinctive looks to them.
Yeah. There's someone with all green over there.
Yeah, and like it does also kind of.
There's someone with all red over there.
Yeah, like it does kind of take RWBY a minute. Like, is that her?
Yeah.
Like, why is she here?
Yeah.
Maybe her silver eyes give her equal vision.
My brand.
Speaking of which,
okay.
Silver eyes. What the hell?
Well, do we want to cover the rest of the deaths first, or?
Oh, right, right.
We should move next.
So Penny, the big claim on Penny, maybe she could come back, but it would be different if it's a
real
soul.
fast with that too.
Yeah.
We don't know if, because it was obviously Aura was bound to the machine.
Yeah.
It wasn't Aura created.
Yeah.
It's possible that like with what they were trying to do with Pyrrha, like it might not have been. It could have been like a partial Aura binding. So like they might still have like the same aura that they could rebind to a new machine.
With that concept, who do you think what do you think the source?
That's another good question.
Oh.
I would assume somebody related to her creator.
I wonder if
quite possibly a daughter that was in an accident.
This is turning into the director and freelancer thing.
but and then that concept, I wonder if that technology is what allowed, or one way or the either one way or vice versa, allowed them to attempt the whole thing with the maiden.
Yeah, it is.
Or vice.
It's
I wonder if that
it's
research
the same
is what,
technology.
Yeah.
It is mentioned that it's like Atlas has used this technology before. They don't specifically tell Pyrrha that it was in creating Penny.
Yeah.
But it can be.
So they got that from.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but but just like the whole interaction that you can gather from the creator and Penny is, I would assume that Penny has the aura of like his daughter that might have gotten into an accident or felt really ill.
Oh God!
And now I'm just reminded of
because he treats her like his daughter.
Full Metal Alchemist in general with
Oh no! Oh no! Oh God! So what? Actually, something I was like, how did Velvet know about Penny's laser thing? Because Penny only did that laser thing that one time, and Velvet could imitate. It's just because she somehow took a picture of it, like.
I mean, if she got a picture, it could be that if you just have like a picture of the weapon itself and know how it's used.
Okay.
Because the pack that materialized on to her back is where the blades and lasers came out of.
Right. Okay, a little more time. Do we want? In the 6 minutes we got before I have to switch the video. Torchwick?
Oh God. All right.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me first go through my reaction of when I saw his death.
Yeah.
It just kind of monologuing, got swallowed whole. I was kind of like, okay. Like that was my reaction.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh no, or anything. It was just kind of like, okay.
Mine was just like, yep.
Mine was.
And mine was, yeah, I see this. I know what's going to happen.
And then my secondary reaction of that is he dead? If that's my reaction to that scene was not played off well.
You did a bad job writing it.
Like, if they were playing it for comedic effects, irony of, him doing the speech, I survived, killed.
Which is super cliched, which is why I knew it was coming.
Super cliched, and it doesn't fit the mood of that entire, it's very emotional, Ruby's just being like, no, why are you doing this? I'm like, what the hell? And then, just kind of like him pounding in this monologue, totally just missed the mark. If they're going for just kind of just dark, like oh my, like holy crap, they completely missed the mark. Because my reaction was like, oh, okay.
Honestly though, I don't think I've ever seen that scene play out where like the villain has the hero like at gunpoint essentially, the hero is defenseless and the villain is monologuing.
Like I know I've seen that before.
Doesn't happen.
I know.
That stops it.
I just wasn't thinking of that.
I knew he was going to die in some way. I didn't necessarily know he was going to be eaten by Grimm.
Yeah.
But
the fact that they basically, he wasn't supposed to last more than the first episode.
Yeah.
They just, the fans and the people,
he
the
was
creators,
a fun character.
They liked him so much that they kept him going, and then they had no more use for him anymore. So they could have made him disappear, like they did initially with him getting arrested.
They could have completely written him off. He gets arrested and sent back to Atlas.
Yeah.
Why did they keep him imprisoned on one of their
why did they keep
for like
him
a
on
month
the
and a half?
I don't understand why.
Oh, by the way, we'll get to that when I switch the thing.
Alright.
The time thing.
Yes.
I
really
also don't
up.
understand why they had, like, why was they had to kill him off. Like, why was it necessary? If they had to kill him off for whatever reason, they didn't have anything left. You know, they wrote him into not being able to do anything with him anymore. They didn't want to use him anymore. Yeah. If you had to kill him off, they could have done it in a way that actually had some impact to the story.
I still say it would have been better if RWBY had done it.
Yeah.
I still say it would have been better if RWBY had done it.
Yeah, like if...
Although I'd say, because somebody
if
asked a question about
something
that.
else had happened where like RWBY, where like he got knocked away, and then like RWBY got her weapon and she ended up being the one to finish it, that definitely would have
because it would have taken away her innocence because she now had human blood on her hands.
Yes.
Although I would say to the people who call me on that, I A, probably wouldn't have killed Torchic right then, and B, I would have put RWBY through a lot more emotional turmoil so that she would have been
at a breaking
point where she would have willingly done it.
Yeah.
That was what I was I didn't kind of make that clear in the first bit, but that's what I would have done if I was the one writing that scene.
Yeah. You either put her to the emotional breaking point, or you make it be something that happens that's partially out of her control.
Yeah,
it feels like they got rid of him just to get rid of him because they didn't.
Because they didn't need him anymore.
They didn't need anymore. They couldn't think of anything else to do.
Which is like the thing.
Somehow they couldn't think of a better way to get rid of him.
Yeah, but they did it in such a dissatisfying way, and I was just left when they finally confirmed that he was really dead. I was kind of like, okay, whatever.
He was this season's counselor, and considering RWBY 13 and RWBY 3 went on around the exact same time, and they did the same thing twice. What the fuck?